Good morning everyone. Today we are visiting creation. So a little bit of fynbos, a little bit of art, and of course wine and dine.
Excellent. So behind me over here we've got our team that's busy with our new menu. So every season we've got new fresh produce that we focus on because it's all seasonal, and we also have beautiful elements like sensorial elements that we tie in with the wines. So we go through with all of our dishes with all of the elements, if it's a passion fruit that goes with the Sauvignon Blanc, or if it's some of the confetti bush that goes with the rosé, all of those elements tie in with nature as well as the experience that you have over here to create a cohesive story. And that's what they're busy working out over there and actually practically seeing what that full experience is.
Because we're celebrating heritage, we are starting with a gorgeous rosé, which has this. This was Jancis Robinson's wine of the week about 3 months ago, which is really exciting. That's a high accolade to have, and I think what's gorgeous is it has this, beautiful petticoat pink color to it. And what I've done is I've paired it with confetti bush because it has exactly the same kind of sensorial aroma profile as the confetti bush does, and this grows in our garden, so we literally picked this in the garden. So spring is here, we feel like spring is in the air. I know I'm sitting in my puffer jacket today because we're sort of at the end of winter and the beginning of spring, but we're excited. The flowers, the fynbos is out, and we want to share this beautiful environment with everybody and start with our rosé, which is so uplifting. Yeah, because I think that, do we not have those? We actually eat in a sequence here, so by starting with the cucumber booster, we basically are lining the digestive system, and so this is called interoception. It's one of the 8 senses that we work with when we are doing the pairing menu, and then we go on to the zucchini. So we are basically making sure that we keep the blood sugar level low and the energy level high by lining the entire digestive system through interoception. So it's that feel-good factor that helps you to enjoy the rest of your meal in a beautiful way. So the whole menu that we produce is both plant-based and also a regular menu using local ingredients. And the reason we do that is because we want to cater for all dietary requirements. And a lot of people are eating plant-based. It's a more sustainable way to eat. And actually 80% of our existing menu is plant-based anyway. So just is better for the environment and better for people's health. We thought that we always tasted sour down the sides and umami in the middle and bitter at the back, but this is actually how we taste. So our taste buds are spread all over our tongue, and there is some there's some bigger ones at the back and some long ones on the side, and then they're all over the tongue. So we actually taste bitter, salty, sour, sweet, and umami. And then there is another taste, which is the 6th taste, which is not even on this card, which is magnesium and calcium. And everything that we taste, we actually is a building block for our body. So umami is a protein, is the proteins that you need for the amino acids as building blocks for your body. Calcium we need for our bones, magnesium we need for our blood. One of the tastes which is bitter is obviously to stop us from eating things that are too bitter that might be poisonous. So that's why it's more prevalent at the top of our tongue. If you see this graph, it says there's more bitter over there than there is down here. And then we've got things like sweet, which you need for energy. So that's why it's not a good idea to have sweeteners. You should rather just eat less sugar for your health. And then we've got salty flavors as well. So we're going to have a wonderful dish which is going to illustrate some of these elements. I forgot to talk about the taste buds. Like every one of these little dots is a taste bud, and basically this neurotransmits to your brain what you're picking up in terms of bitter, salty, sour, sweet, and umami, and calcium and magnesium. So.
So actually witnessed, it's quite a process. It takes around 2 months for a menu to come alive. With that, we have the training manual, and it is a step-by-step guide for the team to understand the whole concept and process that we've gone through to make the special experience for our guests. So next week Wednesday we'll get the team together, and they'll each have their own manual, and it will show them what wine, the description, any dietary requirements, etc. that they need to know to be able to give the best experience that they can for the guest.
And what does that kind of training look like?
It's a fun training. They get to sit around the big table in the tasting room, and we have all the dishes available for them to taste, and with the wine, so that they can also experience it firsthand, what the clients will be experiencing in the tasting room.
So that's seaweed, right?
Yeah, this is nori crisp.
Must the complement the wine.
Yes, the saltiness and the sea flavor of the sea actually enhances some of the flavors within the rosé. So earlier we got a little bit of a sneak peek of the new summer menu coming up, but we are currently privileged to actually taste their winter menu, which is called the Community of Taste.
Okay, so ons het gesien vandag bring elke chef sy eie dis uit en dan verduidelik hulle dis, want dit is belangrik vir hulle om daai experience te kry om oor hulle dis te praat, en die feit dat hulle dit vorendag gebring het. Hulle het met al die research en goed wat ons gedoen het, die brainstorming wat ons gedoen het, en die feit dat hulle nou al 'n goeie basis idee het wat se wyn gaan met wat se kos, bring hulle dit na vorentoe en dan verduidelik hulle hulle dis aan
So julle
ons.
kosdesign is 'n collaborative effort.
Dit is absoluut. Ja, daar is nie een persoon wat die menu develop nie. Dit gaan baie oor almal werk saam, kyk na mekaar se disse en so leer hulle om kreatiwiteit uit te bring en ook die wyn beter leer ken.
Wat eet jy?
So this is trout all the way from Bos, and it's fresh with some wild rice and some daikon.
Ja, sê, gooi hom stylish, kyk by die venster uit.
Sonja het nou net gesê, na ons dag se kuier hier by Creation, ek gaan paai en dit net nie meer vader nie. Haar standaarde is nou baie hoër. Cheers guys. Coffee, and he used to eat them when he couldn't sleep at night.
Ja, vat 'n stukkie vir 'n stukkie.
You can always smell African coffee because African coffee always have notes of chocolate to it.
So what you do is smell your wine.
So my little hospitality heart is very much beating quite a lot. It's like being on a roller coaster ride, adrenaline. But that's in the past. What Creation does so well and what ties in so well with what Beyond Black Mountain is happy staff, happy community, nature conservation, and even social development options, which we will tell you more about in the segment after this.
We was always brought up that nature is probably the most important thing around in our surroundings, and you be careful, you look after, and you try that you not impose yourself above nature.
When you think of where we get our food and how things are grown, the farmers are actually the custodians of the foundations of nature. So not only how they make the wine and how they stay true to this region, but also telling their story through the meals that they serve, through the variety of different experiences they offer, the walks through the farm, and really telling every aspect of sustainability through the different experiences.
Sustainability is a way of life at Creation, and it's necessary. It's about how we improve things incrementally all the time. It's about how we actually take care of our place, you know, this beautiful environment that we have.
I think the two most important factors is power and water. All of the water that we use on the estate is mountain water that we have a catchment dam for. That water then gets purified because we use the same water in our tasting room and in the winery. The wastewater that we generate in both of these has to be environmentally safe to be put back into either irrigation or similar sort of system. Well, we've recently installed solar panels. Will be sufficient for almost anything except for the absolute peak during harvest when we still need to get a little bit of power from the grid.
Nature plays a very important role in our fight against mealybug. That's why we release natural predators to fight for us. All our vineyards are free of leaf row viruses, so Vititech used this material to make new wines for the industry. Clearing alien vegetation is very important for us because we want to keep the natural habitat for future generations.
The preservation of the natural environment in which the grapevine grows is critical. From tasting the berries, of course, a lot of environmental factors plays a role, of which is soil, the light, the temperature, on the expression of certain aromas, the sugars, and for ultimately the wine quality.
Wine and wellness is a very important part of the Creation ethos. And you know, that really, it runs right through our team to our guests. The other thing that's really important to us is giving people opportunities to develop their mental well-being as well as their physical well-being. So we have Tai Chi classes. I think it's so important to develop our people and how we actually take care of everything so that we can keep on making the investments that we need to make, back into our people and back into the land.
Started at a little restaurant in Hermanus as a waitress, and then moved into Creation Wines as doing sales and in the tasting room. And then I had the opportunity to distribute wines into the local market. Now I'm doing international exports to European countries, African markets and Asia.
So it really, I think it started during COVID when we had to be in the vineyards and really help out as part of the extras. And then it moved on to the Pebbles project where I planted a lot of food for the kids, and from there it all came down to what I do in the tasting room now is to take care of these plants. This Brian brings clean air into the tasting room, bringing a much more fresh environment, controls the acoustics, and also brings the outside nature indoors and felt by humankind.
And you will figure out sooner than later that sustainability most probably is the main driver for quality grapes. It has to be long-term, it has to be for next generation to follow on the same soils, making quality products. And it's much more fun overall to walk to your farm and you feel that it's a healthy environment where you're growing your wines and making your next production or next vintage wine.
At WWF, it's our vision to create a world in which people and nature thrive. And we can create that balance between what we need and what nature needs if we work together. True sustainability is not really just about the environment, but it really is about human beings and our role in terms of looking after the environment for future generations.
The Pebbles project itself offers our learners an opportunity to rediscover and then grow within the world that they are currently. It allows them to find out what there is outside of where they are at the moment.
Pebbles is largely focused on development of the whole child. So my educational philosophy is a head, heart, hands approach. Head being academics, the heart is being caring about the person, their well-being, and obviously the hands on having places and spaces of innovation and fun for the children. But I think Pebbles has really taken it a step further because they also provide nutrition. The eating well is very, very important. Obviously, if a child goes to class with an empty stomach, he's not going to be able to concentrate on what's happening in class. And that is why nutrition is so important. So many of our parents start work really early, don't have time to give their children breakfast. So when the children come here, they haven't had anything. So it's so important for us to give them that breakfast and to give them their snacks in between to keep their energy levels going.
The books allow the kids to live outside of their current situations. So it allows them to discover that imaginary world, allows them to see outside of their everyday reality. I think the thing that makes Pebbles a long term is the fact that we see further than the child. We make sure and we prepare that child for a future. That child, but not just from our side, from their side as well. We want them to see outside where you are now is the future. We want to teach you how to preserve that garden, how to maintain that garden, how that garden can look after you if you look after it. And then, of course, the products of your hard labor at the end of the day when you need to go harvest these things.
The Pebbles project is a project which is all about sustainability. We need to think about the future, not only of our environment, but actually the future of our people. And people are excited to get involved in projects like that when they visit Creation. They feel that they can make a contribution, and that's wonderful.
The beautiful classrooms that we have here have all been donated. There are 4 more coming next year, which I really look forward to. So we're going to have a classroom that's just going to be an art centre, which is going to be really great because I think art and creativity is one of the skills that's needed going forward. It helps children to be innovative. The feedback that we get from our parents is so positive, and when you speak to the children too, they're happy, and happy children function well.
What is special here at Pebbles is they inspire you a lot, the teachers, they give you courage, and everyone is just kind here, and it's nice hanging around the teachers and all the children here. When I leave Pebbles, one day I want to be a doctor, save people's life and give them another chance, because everybody deserves a second chance.
What is special about the school is that they can do anything to make you achieve your goals, and the teachers give you the best education they can, and Pebbles is like one big family that I love. It has inspired me to never give up on my dreams and continue fighting for what I love and what I want.
I think the children are outgoing and confident because they are given the freedom to be themselves. So obviously it's a school and we have rules and we have discipline, but I think it's so important going forward in life that children learn to be confident, that they learn to be themselves, that they recognize their strengths and their weaknesses, and it just gives them a better chance in life, really.
We had such an awesome and special experience here at Creation today. I don't think any words will really be able to describe what we experienced. If you would like to see more adventures like these, please click on the like button, subscribe, ring that bell, and follow us on all our social media platforms. And we'll see you in the next vlog.